I'm gonna beat Blox fruits and spin a fruit every 100 levels. But I'm not only doing that because plenty of people have already done that. If I get a fruit that isn't a legendary or a mythical, I can't use it. Gotta throw it straight away. But if I do spin a legendary or a mythical, I can eat the fruit. Hopefully stuff goes my way. Yo, I just spawned in. Look at my head. I actually spawned in the game with a different race other than human. The rabbit race. This is my first time ever spawning in the game with a different race. And look at that, I'm faster than normal now. Holy, talk about a good start. I don't got the qualifications to spin a fruit right now, so another account gotta do it for me, yada yada yada. But yo, maybe if I was lucky enough to spawn in with the rabbit race, I might be lucky enough to, I don't know, just putting that out there. It's not a legendary or mythic. I mean, the game did spawn me with the literal race that makes me faster, so I can't be too mad. Let's think of it like sacrificing a good fruit for a good race. Now for my stats, since I don't have a fruit right now, I'll just use swords to hold me down until then. And when I'm able to get a fruit, my stats will go back on fruits. But for now, let's get these swords. I've seen people say katana is better than cutlass, so we're going with that. And moving on to the next island. You didn't see anything. I entered this island in a regular way. Alright? Alright. Now let's keep it pushing. Give me that sweet XP. Now who's up next? The Gorilla King? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna need you to give me some of that sweet XP too. Thank you very much. Because of your sacrifice, I'm able to get XP, and I'm able to go to the pirate village. Now before I do a quest, this is what I want right here. Dark Step Teacher, I want this fighting style. 150,000, okay. We can get enough money for that soon. Starting off with that. But yeah, that's the fighting style I'm working towards if any of y'all were wondering. Actually, you know one positive about not being able to use the fruit right now? Not having a fruit means I'm immune to the water. You know what I am nervous about? What if I go through this whole game without ever spinning a legendary or a mythical, so I'm never able to use the fruit? Because that definitely is a possibility. Who am I kidding though? That's not gonna happen, right? Yeah, I'll be fine. If I don't have a fruit by the time I'm level 200, I'll get the Saber sword. I would get it right now, but the boss has a level 200 requirement. Now I gotta do another quest for this dude with the Mr. Beast hat. I still can't believe I spawned in the game with the rabbit race. Now I'm just counting down the days that I'll spawn in with the shark race. Actually, let me go down here so I can buy some stuff. Okay, 10,000, I can buy that. Or, yep. I don't know about this last one though. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll have to wait later to buy that. Alright. Either these NPCs are short, or I'm tall. It's time! I got the money and the level qualifications now, so I'm ready to get my first legendary or mythical at this very moment. No comment. All my attacks combined don't even do 1000 damage. That problem should be fixed though when A, I spin a fruit that's a legendary or higher, or B, I reach level 200 and get the Saber sword. Another boss down? Now it's time to take another island down. Which begins by taking this quest down. Everyone's going down today. And yes, including you, boss man. Trust me, you're included too. If you're wondering why I have a new fighting style, here's what happened between me being level 136 and 151. You see my money? It's almost 150. And there we go, now that it's over 150, I can buy my first fighting style. Dark Step. There we go. I'm finna be doing way more damage now. So you know how this place has two sections, right? Like this first area being the Skylands and the second area being the upper Skylands. If you just look up, you can actually see it. Right there. There it is. You would just need some fruit that allows you to fly and then you could just head straight there. Dark Masters are dead, so now me and my bunny ears are out of there. Y'all saw how I almost hit my head on that edge right there? That was a close one. Level 200. Now am I gonna get a legendary, a mythical, or am I gonna have to get the Saber sword? Let's find out. Let's get the Saber sword. To begin the quest on getting the Saber sword, we're hitting all the secret buttons on the Solin. Button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4, and button 5. Now we're off to get the torch. Got the torch. Now we're off to the desert, because there's a secret area here for the torch. And here it is. Use that. Boom, got the cup. The cup's gonna end up being used at the snow island. Should be a water droplet in here. There it is. You know what? While I'm already here, let me go ahead and buy that flash tap. There we go. Now we gotta give this cup to the sad dude in here. And he wanted me to talk to the rich dude at the pirate village. Rich dude is right here. And he wants me to take down the mob leader over here. Mob leader finna catch these hands. There we go. And that should get the rich dude to reward me with the key. Yep, a key. Now we're going back to the jungle to unlock this door. And the Saber boss isn't here. Alright, let me kill him in a public server real quick because he didn't spawn in this server yet. There he is. And there it is, in all its glory. Wait, let me get this hockey out the way. Saber sword. Well, now we can continue leveling up. Watch me do all that work for Saber just to immediately get a legendary or mythical on my next spin. Fighting the Saber boss was so annoying, bro, because if he hits you, you only got like 3 seconds to come back and hit him and damage him. And if you don't make it on time, his HP doesn't even slowly regen, it literally automatically goes back to him having full health. I had that happen to me a few times and it was definitely annoying. I think I got a sword drop from that. Yeah, I did. Warden sword. Look at that. Now I got all my fighting style attacks and all my sword attacks. Hopefully this should semi-hold me over until I get a fruit. Imagine if I end up never getting a legendary or mythical fruit at all in this first sea. More enemies down, and more enemies to come. Level 300. You know what that means. Yep. No. Well, I guess the upside is I didn't work hard for the Saber sword just to immediately get rid of it for a fruit. Goodbye, military soldiers. And who are we saying hello to? Ah, the military spies. 6,000 damage. I remember back when I couldn't even do 1,000 damage. Oh yeah, I'm finna drop on him. 375. It's almost time. But until then, we're going underwater. I like how I just went underwater, but I'm literally about to go right back up to spin a fruit. Don't even gotta say it. Let's do this. Can definitely be a good fruit for leveling up, but it's not a legendary or mythical, so I can't use it sadly. You know, if you really think about it, Flame is just the fruit version of this dark step fighting style I got. You know, since they both have fire abilities. Wait, actually the dragon fighting style will fit that more, because it's actually nothing but fire attacks. The Dark Step fighting style is a mix of fire and kicking, but the Dragon fighting style is nothing but fire. So yeah, the Dragon fighting style is more like the Flame Fruit. Mole? That's your name? Just Mole? For real? Whatever. I'm not gonna judge. By the way, remember those upper Scotlands I was talking about? Where's it at? Right there? Now we're heading towards that. And here we are. Now it would be time to move on to the next quest and fight the boss, but since I'm level 500, we gotta do this first. Level 500, and still no legendary or mythical. We might actually get through the whole first sea without a fruit. Hey, I ain't got nothing to blame but myself though. I'm the one that decided to do this. Free will is a crazy thing. I wonder if I can buy the observation hockey thing up here. Oh, I think I can. Yep, I can. Look at that. That stuff sure was expensive though, I ain't gonna lie. Oh yeah, and look at my hockey coverage. Almost got full body. Progress, man. I'm telling you, progress. Speaking of making progress, look at this. Yeah. I'm assuming I've had it for a while, but I just never took the time to unequip and re-equip my hockey. But now we got full body hockey and observation hockey. Thunder God has been taken down, and level 600 has been reached. Now I'm pretty sure I'm on fruit spin cooldown right now. Yeah, I am. Let me get my other account. My other account's here. Now it can spin for me. Screwed over again. Had to kill the Thunder God one more time. I still have a chance of using a fruit in this first sea. Because once I reach level 700, I don't just spin a fruit and automatically go to the second sea. There's a lore boss I gotta kill once I reach max level, and after that, then I go to the second sea. So if I spin a fruit that's a legendary or mythical, and I use that fruit to kill the lore boss right before going to the second sea, then realistically I still ended up using the fruit in the first sea. It all depends on what happens after I kill this guy, and spin a fruit. Now, let's get into the final spin of the first sea. Got my hopes up for that sound fruit a little bit, but by the time it reached that point, it was going so fast that I knew it wasn't gonna stop there. So looks like we're going through the whole first sea without a fruit. Let's just kill this lore boss and go to the second sea. Ooh, look at that badge. Second sea. Now this has to be where we get a fruit. Well, a fruit that's legendary or mythical, not a fruit below that. I'm not gonna lie, I had paused fighting these guys for a bit to go back and fight the cyborg boss again so I could try to get the cool shades drop because it makes all my attacks do 7% more damage. But then I remembered the future boss had my favorite accessory in the game, so I might as well just wait for that. And by the way, this observation hockey thing, I'm using it, but you're not really gonna see me use it on camera. Just so you guys always see the screen regular instead of in this darkness. Oh yeah, and you know my fighting style, right? This is the sea where I'll eventually upgrade my fighting style, but after that, I can't upgrade it anymore. Ignore that bar at the top, that's just the core rate currently happening. But that level though? First spin of the second sea. No, that's so close, bro. One bar away from getting a legendary. But sadly, I'm not gonna lie, a part of me expected not to get a legendary or mythical. Now when I said this earlier, this is the sea where I'll eventually upgrade my fighting style, but after that, I can't upgrade it anymore. Dark Step only has a version for the first sea and the second sea. So my next fighting style is what I'll be using for the rest of this video. Sadly though, I won't be able to get it until the end of this sea. Alright, now let's kill this boss. Now we're off this island. Wait, we are off that island, right? Because this is a different piece of land, but it's also still connected. Nah, we're definitely off that island. Alright, are y'all ready for a fruit spin? Because it's about that time. About that time to get another regular fruit. Lucky enough to spawn with the rabbit race when I joined the game for the first time, but still not lucky enough to spin a legendary or mythical. Speaking of races, once you reach level 1000, you're able to get the third version of any race. And once I reach that level, I'm switching to the shark race and getting myself Shark V3. Yes, I know the game basically gave me the race I currently have for free, but I need that Shark V3 ability, bro. Like, I feel like I don't even have to explain why. You guys already know how good it is. Raise your hand if you want me to kill some people. Hey, it's what he wanted. Look at that level. It's almost time. Okay. Now that I'm level 1000, I have to get a good fruit, right? Like as some sort of reward? $1,000 levels without one good fruit. Well, at least since I'm at this level, I can get Shark V3 now. So let's go ahead and equip the race first. There we go. And now I'm gonna get version 2 and version 3. Got Shark V2, now it's time to get V3. Oh, there we go. Shark V3. That was definitely worth the 2 million. I will happily go to this snow island now. And as you can tell by how quick I was moving, I'm also faster too. I like how with the shark race, I'm faster than I was with the rabbit race, and the rabbit race is known for being fast. Which makes me wonder how fast the rabbit race's version 2 and version 3 are, because if I'm being honest, I forgot. No way. No, bro! That was right there! Are you serious? No. Blox Fruits devs, y'all know y'all wrong for that. Why? You know what? I'm not even gonna feed into it anymore. Let's just move on. Because you're not finna catch me acting a fool on camera. That's what we're not finna do. We're just gonna keep focusing on doing our quests and leveling up. Nice to keep yourself distracted, you know? Don't want to keep grieving on the past. No matter how sad it may be. Alright, let's just stop talking about this. Switching the topic to beating up this boss. Get bodied. Alright, it's time for some more enemies to get bodied. Level 102,000. Had to wait like a few minutes to spin a fruit because I was on cooldown, but it's all good now. Please, 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 please. Why, bro? That's the second time in a row it did that. Please, no please, way. Please, please. Why, no, bro? That's the second time in a row it did that. 2 times in a row it made me look like I was gonna get a legendary. Stayed in the legendary box for a long time, just for it to move to the non-legendary last second. You know what's crazy too? Before spinning, I was considering saying I'll be fine if I don't get a legendary or mythical this time, as long as the game doesn't try to give me one just to end up changing their mind. But guess what? I'm glad I didn't say that because that's exactly what happened. Man, get this fruit out my face. Alright, just to distract myself from that sad situation, I'll tell you guys how I upgrade my stats. I'm sure a lot of people feel this way about stats, but I don't like messing with them frequently while leveling up. So I'll wait for my stats to add up over 50 and then I add them to my build. The cursed ship. Y'all saw how he had to load in a little bit right there? These guys are way less annoying than the enemies from the last island. I like them. Maybe that's why we don't got that much space. It's like an exchange for the less difficulty. I guess I could kill you too, even though I'm already done with my mission. Now that I'm level 1300, it's time to spin, but the last 2 times I spun, something very specific happened. And I'm really hoping it doesn't happen again. Please, don't happen again. Okay, sadly, still, somehow no legendary. But at least it didn't switch off a legendary last second. It didn't give me false hope like it did with the last 2 spins. I mean, come on though, game. When am I getting a legendary? Alright, this is Edidenze talking here, and as you can see, I have a different sword. If you're wondering why, you know my second Saber ability, Deadly Rush? This one? I've been having this problem where at some point during this sea, whenever I use the Deadly Rush attack on enemies, they would sometimes catch me. And once I'm caught, they would do so much damage to me where I'm really low, or they just kill me. Which is why I switched to this sword, which is Gravity Cane. Time to start chipping off progress from this Ice Castle Island. Edidenze here again. Yes, I know I have a different sword again. Because while yes, Gravity Cane fixed the Saber sword problem, Gravity Cane also had this problem. See how it's ragdolling them around? I don't like that. But with this pole sword, look at this. The attacks don't fling the enemies at all. Doesn't do anything crazy to them, but still does its damage. Look, pole v1 doesn't ragdoll them either, which I didn't even know by the way. If I knew all this, I would have been gotten pole when I was already in the first sea. Now since you just saw how I got pole v1, I might as well show you how I got v2. Alright, Edidenze's leaving now. Bye bye. It's kinda crazy that this is my last moments with Dark Step version 1. We for real went through almost 2 seas together. But before me and this fine style go kill our last enemy together, we're gonna spin our last fruit together since I'm level 1400. Way to make an exit, huh? I'm so used to getting these fruits at this point. Well, I've still got a new sword, and I'm about to get a new fighting style too. So at least I got that going for me. Alright, Dark Step. Let's go kill our last enemy together. Oh, I didn't get the library key. That's the key that unlocks this door right here to get Dark Step V2. Well, I'm just gonna keep rejoining these servers and keep killing them until I get the key. Oh, I got the library key! No, let me get it, let me unlock it! Okay. I can still escape him, can I? I can still escape! Oh my god, teleport! Oh, that was a good teleport. Go! Bro, I'm leaving as soon as this combat turns off. Well, it's off, so I'm going back to the private server. Goodbye, Dark Step version 1. And hello, Dark Step version 2. Looks like we got a new fighting style to get our mastery up on now. And there we go. I finished a quest, I got a new attack, and on top of that, we finna enter the final, yes, final island of this sea. Remember that guy who nearly killed me when I got the library key? Well, he did get there when the boss was almost dead. So since I killed the boss so quickly, the dude probably didn't get enough damage in to get any rewards. And if that's the case, well, sucks to suck. Not my problem. Last boss of the second sea is dead. Okay, now get this dragon away from me. And now, it's time for the final spin of this sea. This dude really think he finna catch me. I'm hopeful, man. Magma. You know, even though we went through the whole first sea without getting a fruit that's a legendary or mythical, we still ended up with new stuff. Came in the first sea with nothing but my combat style and my rabbit race, and came out of it with version 1 of the death step fighting style and the saber sword. Then we came into the second sea with that, and came out of it with version 3 of the sharkman race, version 2 of death step, and a new sword which is pull v2. Now compare this loadout to the one I had at the end of the first sea. Me getting this magma fruit shouldn't even hurt my feelings anymore. I still got a whole lot more fruit spins waiting for me at the third sea. Now let me kill Indra so I can go to the third sea. Third sea. Now this is where I should finally get a legendary or mythical fruit, right? Yeah, it has to be. I literally got so many spins I gotta do here. Fun fact, you know the boss on this island, the one over there? He actually has my favorite gear in this game, so I gotta make sure to get that. It has buffs like every other accessory, but its main thing is that it makes you 120% faster. And bro, I love that buff so much, so best believe I'm gonna be killing that boss until I get that gear. Another enemy bites the dust. Yes! It's time to get the pilot helmet. Well, realistically, I'm not gonna get it first try. I'll probably have to kill this dude a few times. See? Like I said, most likely not gonna get it first try. I'll get it though, just trust me. What'd I tell you? You see me behind the menu, right? Look how much faster I get when I put this on. Like, look at that, bro. This is why the pilot helmet is the best accessory in the game. Now here's proof about the speed. Here. Oh, I was wrong. It's not 120% extra speed, it's 130. So that's even better than what I thought it was. And then these extra buffs are just the cherries on top. I have to spin a legendary or mythical in this sea, right? Speaking of fruit spins, I didn't even realize another 100 levels was about to pass until right before I killed that last group of enemies. Okay, as the literal first spin of the third sea, can you at least make my spin worth it? Please? Oh! No way I'm getting a mythical. No, bro, I actually thought. Come on, game. You can't play with my heart like that. And then I gotta deal with this Blox fruit dealer just staring at me, like mind your business, bro. Now here's why earlier I said this is the sea where I should finally get a legendary or mythical. So in the first sea you go from level 1 to 700, right? That's 7 fruit spins. And in the second sea we went from level 700 to 1500. That's 800 levels, which is 8 spins. And in this sea, we're going from level 1500 to 2800. Which is 1300 levels. That means, including the spin I just did, I'll have done 13 spins in this sea. That is almost double the amount of spins I've done in the first and second sea. You're telling me I got that many spins and can't get a legendary or mythical? Well, let's find out. Anyways, what do y'all think I'm gonna get first? A legendary or mythical? And what fruit do y'all think is gonna be? I've been having T-Rex on my mind for some reason, I don't know why, so I guess I'd have to go with that. I remember in the first sea when I couldn't do 1000 damage with the combo, and now I can do it with one attack. Alright, I'm ready to kill the Kilo Admiral. Y'all ready to kill the Kilo Admiral? Doesn't matter, it's happening anyway. The job's done. Oh, look at that, we got an item drop too. Alright, we're out of here. The Blox fruit gacha's on this island, so at least now I can get to him fast whenever I have to spin a fruit. Took care of these bozos, and now I'm being rewarded with a spin. Because what's my level? Yeah, you see it. No, don't get my hopes up. Bro, they tease me with the mammoth fruit of all fruits. Like, that's literally Manny from Ice Age, bro. They know I love those movies. They know how I felt about that fruit. Wait, how many fruit spins do we have left for this sea? I think we got 10 left, right? Yeah, I was right, we got 10 spins left. That's still a lot, by the way. Well, that was easy. They just died to the fire like that? I didn't even have to do a finish and blow. For a guy named Captain Elephant, you would think he'd have the mammoth fruit. To be fair though, this boss came out way before the mammoth fruit came out. I can actually just walk here now instead of driving a boat all the way here from another island. Oh! Yes! Finally! Oh my god! Finally! Finally I get a legendary! Ooh, I don't like how it's looking dead at me like that. Get off the screen. Yo! Finally I got a legendary. I'm so used to the game teasing me, making me think I'm gonna get something good, just for it to not happen. Like when I saw that sound fruit at the end, I didn't think it was gonna stop on that, cause I'm just used to the game doing me like that. But they actually blessed me this time. They actually came through. Oh my god. Oh, the sword. I gotta say goodbye to the sword. It's brought me so far. Well, it's not in vain, because I got knowledge now. If I ever do something like this again, now I got the strat down. Now I know I'm supposed to use Saber until I get pole version 1. And use that until I get to the second sea so I can get pole version 2. So the swords played their part, gave me some knowledge, and now its time is up. Oh yeah, my stats too. I'm gonna have to finally change it. Melee, defense, not sword, now it's Blox fruit. There we go. Are these stats uneven? Yep, they are. And I'll just fix it later once I level up. Alright, now let's kill some enemies so we can get these stats fixed. And now, my stats are all equaled out now. Editing Zay here. I forgot to put this voiceover in the spin I just did, so I'll just put it right here. But whenever I started that spin, the game gave me a title basically telling me I was about to spin a legendary or mythical. I guess I just didn't notice it. But if you were wondering why I didn't talk about that, that's why. I wasn't faking my reaction or anything. Okay, Editing Zay's leaving. Bye. Alright, for this next boss you guys are gonna see a lot of flashing lights, and it's not gonna be coming from the boss. So get ready. On some Stranger Things 3 type stuff. You know what's dumb? I'm having to leave that island right before I'm about to spin. Like I'm literally 24 levels away from spinning. So I'm gonna go here just to go right back. So I basically left Floating Turtle Island for Haunted Castle, just to immediately go back to Floating Turtle Island. See? Now I already have to go back to that island, when I just came from there. Wait, imagine if I get 2 good spins in a row? There's no way that'll happen though, right? Of course not. Well, I already got a legendary for now, so I'm fine with getting a bad one on this spin. Guess who has to drive all the way back now? That's right, me. You know what? I got a question for y'all. Since this video's on the topic of fruits and leveling up, what's your favorite legendary to level up with? And what's your favorite mythical to level up with? For legendaries, I'd have to say I'm going with Buddha. I feel like there shouldn't even be an explanation for that. And for mythical, I'm gonna go with Mammoth. Is there some bias in that choice? Obviously. But at the same time, it is literally a transform fruit. And Mammoth is also a fruit with them ones. So I feel like it has a pretty good chance of making itself useful for leveling up. I don't think that's crazy to say. Now let's get to this spin. I almost fell for it. I almost did. But then right when it started getting near the edge, I had a feeling it was gonna stop on ice. Is this the second ice fruit in a row? Wait, yeah, it is. Huh. Don't worry about my HP. Some annoying enemy was hitting me on my way here. Imagine if the next good fruit I spun was just the sound fruit again. Because at that point, I just shouldn't have went and spun a fruit at all. Surely the game wouldn't do that to me though, right? I wonder how many times I've said the phrase legendary or mythical in this video. I think I've definitely said it over 10 times. Okay, Cake Queen. Bro thinks she can hang with us. She was deeply mistaken. The light of a full moon peeks through the clouds. I'm not gonna lie, I don't care. No, that actually got me. We not even stuck with the old bad gravity anymore. We got the good one now, so I really just missed out there. Maybe that was the game giving me karma for saying I don't care about that full moon. Because giving me a whole rocket fruit right after teasing me with the reworked gravity is crazy. By the way, if you're wondering why I just randomly went up 8 levels, after spinning a fruit, I tried to get Observation V2, and to do that you gotta do the Citizen's quest and the Hungry Man's quest, and the Citizen has 2 quests. So yeah, those 8 extra levels, I got them from those 2 quests. But after doing the Citizen's quest and going to the Hungry Man, it turns out I didn't even have enough Observation Hockey XP to even start his quests. So I basically did all that for nothing. But hey, at least in 24 more levels I'll get to spin a fruit again. And would you look at that, it's about that time again. Now please don't give me a rocket fruit again. Don't do me dirty like that. Yo, did you see that lineup? Oh my god. And I got another legendary. But it ended off with so many choices I could have got. That was cool actually. My second good fruit, which is another legendary. Now look at the screen, look at the screen. Yeah. And it's Phoenix too, which is a transform fruit. I'll definitely happily eat this. So I went from having no fruit to a legendary fruit to another legendary fruit that's also a transform fruit. So we rose up and then we rose up even higher. We doing real good so far based on fruits. Now remember what I said back on Hydra Island? Roll the clip. You're telling me I got that many spins and can't get a legendary or mythical? See? I told y'all. I had a vision. I forgot that this fruit has a good regeneration ability. Like this dude's getting me low, right? Now look. See how fast it's going up? It's taking some of my stamina, but compared to how fast my HP's going up, the stamina percentage isn't that bad at all. Like now I remember why I like this fruit so much. Are they ever gonna do something with this mirror thing over here, by the way? This. Are they ever gonna do anything with this? If not, why is it here? They're gonna do something with that. Mark my words. Eventually, that thing will come into use. Mowing these dudes down. Okay, now who's getting mowed down next? Candy Rebels? Okay, level 2400, time to spin. Are we finna finally get 2 legendary spins in a row? Nope, doesn't look like it. There was no legendary even in sight towards the end there. They did not want to get my hopes up at all. Alright buddy, what you got for me? Candy Pirates? Yep, I can do that. By the way, is this island a part of the Sea of Treats or not? Because look at how close it is to the other islands. It's literally right next to them. Based off that alone, it's easy to assume this place is a part of the Sea of Treats. But still, whenever I was entering the other islands around this place, the destination was Sea of Treats. But when I entered this island, the destination was North Pole. So Blox Fruits, is that a Sea of Treats island or not? And if it's not, then why is it right next to the other actual Sea of Treats islands? Something's going on here, and I'm getting to the bottom of this. Nah, no I'm not. Now something I am about to get to the bottom of is what fruit I'm about to spin. Now let's see if the game's on my side. Nope, looks like it's not on my side. And once again, there were no legendaries or mythicals at the end for me to get hyped up about. Looks like the game's just done coddling me, I guess. And you know what? I kinda respect that. I wonder if I can start a quest while in this Phoenix form. No way. No way I can actually start one. Should I start the rest of my quest as the Phoenix transformation just for the fun of it? You know what? Screw it, I'm definitely doing that. You know what's crazy about the fruit spin I have coming up 50 levels from now? I'm doing it right before I fight the boss of this island, Tyrant of the Skies. So if I get a legendary or a mythical, I'm definitely not fighting them right after, because I go back to having no abilities unlocked, it will be certain death, unless I spawn the sound fruit again. But, it's not up to me. It's up to the game. So game, what do you got for me? Alright. Right after a legendary and a mythical is crazy. I mean, I guess it's still sort of a win, because since I don't have a new fruit to use, I don't have to pause fighting Tyrant of the Sky so I can get mastery for said fruit. Well, sorry spin fruit, but I got a boss fight to go do. There we go. Now, okay, bruh. Now we're off to the final location of the third sea. Submerged Island. If you're wondering why I even have this sword, once you kill all the enemies for the Tyrant of the Skies, the last thing you gotta do to summon him is break a bunch of barrels. And I only have 3 attacks that break the barrels, so the sword just gave me an extra attack that could break them. Okay, got rid of the bandits, and there, I got rid of my sword again. I mean, but hey, at least you guys got to see it one last time though. I just noticed this, but if you look up, you can see the Third Sea Islands. See all that? That's the other islands. I'm pretty sure that's intentional because we're below them right now, but yeah, nice attention to detail. More victims to the Phoenix Fruit. Now there's a problem here. See how this next quest, you gotta be level 2675? Well, if you go on over here, to do this first quest, you also have to be that level. So here's what we'll do. I'll do this quest until I'm level 2685, and once I reach that, I'll go over there and get the rest of my 15 levels to get 2700. Okay, now that I've reached the 85 mark, we're moving on over here, using these quests to finish off the 100 levels. Okay, now it's time for the most anticipated spin, aka the final spin before we reach max level. You know what? Let me spin this while I'm transformed, just to make it that much more impactful. Alright, how does it end? Let's find out. No way. No way! I'm getting deja vu. Oh my god, I'm getting deja vu. There's no way. The last spin. If you guys are wondering why I'm getting deja vu, back in like 2023, I beat the game while spinning the fruit for every island. I didn't get no legendary or mythical the entire game, but on the last island, I spun a spirit fruit. Last time. I'm not even gonna try to mess with it, I'm gonna just let it do its thing. Oh my god. The last fruit I spin is spirit. No actual way. This is like a callback to that. Oh my god. There's no way I just spun a mythical on the last spin. For me to prove that this isn't fake, I'll literally drop it and everything. Like look, no faking it right there. Talk about a final spin. So this is how we're gonna end it off? I am definitely fine with this. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I wanna have fun with this fruit. So I'm gonna go fight a bunch of bosses and get my mastery up. That way when doing the final quest, I can actually be doing it with all my gravity attacks. So I can actually enjoy this. So see y'all after I get all my attacks. Alright, got my mastery up, got my attacks up. Man, and I'm about to go in. So now with these last 100 levels, I can actually enjoy this fruit. And that right there is how you reach max level, by literally going out with a bang. Did you see how many individual attacks that was though? That was 10 attacks. Now do you see why I wanted to unlock all my abilities before starting that mission? 100 levels of me utilizing my gravity fruit with all its attacks. And it was definitely worth it. Now even though I'm max level, I still went up 100 levels going from 700 to 800. So I'm gonna do one last spin for fun. Since this spins for fun, I don't really care what I get. Oh, the mammoth fruit. That would have been cool to get that. I already told you how I feel about that fruit. Since we're done with the rolls, gotcha, I'll let you have this. Can I put this on your head somehow? Maybe if I go up here? Oh, it goes straight through him. I'll just drop it right in front of you like... There you go, look. Since you gave me all those fruits, I'll let you actually keep one this time.